welcome everybody for one last Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. Eduardo, I'm not just joined by Noah, I'm joined also by Layla, both together here. And well, you the audience at home, you're also with us. Layla's gonna go through this special run of show.
Oh, I so will, Eduardo. And what a pleasure to be here. Hi, everybody. It is 5:40 p.m. Pacific. Hello, audience. Hello, our team who is watching at our wonderful get-together. It is currently 5:40 p.m. Pacific, which means it is the pre-show at 6 p.m. Pacific. You will see the finale to the canon run of Silent Hill Ascension. We've done it, everybody. We're here. And then you're going to come right back to us after a very special show for a very special post show, and we're so excited to have you. Eduardo, back to you for what Ascension is, or for some announcements, actually.
It's changed, yes. Tonight is a bit different. So we did record a few special messages tonight from members of our development team who wanted to give you, the audience, some parting words. And this first one is from creative director Martin Montgomery. So production will put that up. Please enjoy.
Hey everybody, my name is Martin Montgomery. I'm one of the creative directors on the project. And if I had one last message to give you guys, it would just be a huge thank you. I know how much this franchise means to people. It's more than a game series. It's stories that are deep and allow you to reflect on the hard things in your own lives and connect with other people who want to do the same. And that's exactly what you guys did. You came together as a community and you showed up every single day, week after week. And so that's amazing and incredible, and we're so grateful for that. So thank you for letting us play and experiment in a space that is so meaningful to so many people. We're really grateful for you guys letting us take some big swings on this project, and we hope to see you in What If. Have a good one. Bye.
All right, I hope all of you enjoyed that. What we're gonna do though, because we're back, we're gonna discuss the story, not just what happened yesterday. We're actually gonna go to the start. What happened in Pennsylvania? Production's gonna put that up on screen. Noah, what happened in Pennsylvania these last 6 months?
Oh Lord, the real question is what didn't happen in Pennsylvania in those last 6 months. But you know, few things we know for sure happened. The end of Joy at the Foundation happened. That was the harrowing moment where she was taken by the Entangler. And also we have the Steel Mill's lingering trauma that was a big revelation on that. We'll touch on it later. And a place of monsters and action. We had so many things going down in Pennsylvania. I feel like we really lost like maybe half of them, maybe more, probably more than half, right? No, yeah. We lost everybody.
I mean, you are right, Noah. There were things going down, both literally and metaphorically. But we're not here to discuss the Morty right now. Let's go back to really the beginning. So we essentially had Toby, right? That was like kind of the star character at the start. Like a lot of the audience really attached to Toby, and that attachment was short-lived.
Yeah, rip to my king and yours. I know, actually, I'm pretty sure Michael is watching us tonight. So, hi, Michael. We still love Toby. He's still my boy. He's the one I'm the most parasocially attached to. And I think it's kind of poetic that Toby and Eric went out on the same note, right? Redemption, but low hope. And both of them are now besties in wherever Silent Hill characters go when they die. I'm assuming dog heaven.
Yeah. I mean Starler heaven, hell heaven. I guess even the bad boys are good boys, so to speak. They need a place, right? After all is said and done. But really, Pennsylvania for me, like the steel mill, the mystery on the steel mill, which we got a little bit of a resolution with yesterday, right? Rachel locked the doors.
Yeah, she's like, I just locked the doors. It was Toby's fault. Nah, bitch, you locked the doors, man. I think there's like safety regulations that you're not supposed to do this. And you remember, I don't know if y'all remember in the past, I did say that Chernobyl didn't happen in a day. It wasn't just one person. And this didn't happen in a day, but it was one person to blame, and it was Rachel.
Yeah, there were a lot of circumstances that came together, right? We had, well, mostly Rachel locking the dagnabbit doors, but then also Eric not knowing how to, like, I don't know, take a minute, read an instruction manual, maybe see what the buttons do, and Toby drinking on the job. OSHA is probably not thrilled about the Hopes Junction steel mill incident, just from like a safety standpoint. There were a lot of points of failure, as we like to refer to them, in the risk assessment business. You know, not great.
No. Now, Layla, I want to hear from you what happened to our characters in Pennsylvania. It's been a journey, and a lot of them are pretty much 6 feet under, but in different ways. Production's going to put that up for you.
That is so true, bestie, because over in Pennsylvania, Xavier and Nora were collected by a spooky finger collector. And then Barbara and many audience members became snacks. And I mean that, audience, I mean that you are snacks. Sometimes you're full meals, so congratulations. But you're also snacks in the literal sense here. And then Toby and Eric, dead but redeemed, and also not forgotten. And we've seen many an F in the chat for at least one of our boys. I know, Eric, we're a little more hesitant to celebrate, but today we will. Today we'll celebrate all of them.
Yeah, somebody did mention we were there for a funeral. I do want to relive Xavier's funeral. That was a great time, a great memory. I mean, to be fair, we haven't had time to celebrate Barbara being essentially munched on. That was great, but to be fair, like, Eric's end was almost more traumatic than Toby's, because I found Toby's end to be traumatic, right? But like, Eric essentially dying at the hand of his best friend. That was rough to watch.
Well, he died at the umbilical cord of his best friend, to be precise. But yes, that was a 2-in-1. We had Toby, and for a minute there, you think it's going to be okay. But alas, you know, it is okay. He's redeemed. But, you know, sometimes redemption seems like you're dying, you know?
Yeah, and the fun thing about working on this wonderful project, to give you just a little bit of a BTS, is there are moments much like Toby grabbing Eric by the throat, where a lot of the feedback our wonderful, beautiful cinematics team got was folks on the creative leadership side going, how can we dig the knife in more and then twist it just that much more for the audience? So we were always thinking of you and how to hurt you, but like friendly, you know, in like a fun way.
For your entertainment. And one of the things, knowing Layla, like, Pennsylvania reminds me, you know, of those old Western movies where they like scratch off the population, but it goes down.
Yeah, it's definitely dwindling. And, you know, honestly, the least likely to survive, I thought, was Faith. And here she is, you know, she's pointing a finger at everybody, and then they have to go.
I mean, we never know what that gal's gonna get up to as she ages, right? She might take some interesting paths. Who knows? Maybe she as a person will choose redemption. Maybe she'll choose suffering, or maybe she'll choose damnation. It's
right.
Just it's up to her and the collective imaginations of you, the audience, and your fanins.
Yeah, Faith can be voted most likely to, audience, drop it in the chat, voted most likely to raise hell. I don't know.
No, that's you.
And to be fair, raising hell was definitely something the audience did. Because before moving on to Norway, we thought it'd be fun to look at some audience facts. So those are going to be up on screen for production. Noah, if you can do the pleasure, because I know you love the drama.
Oh, I love the drama. And thank you, audience, for taking part of it with us. So we did have a top decision, all-time top decision. How will Eric respond to Xavier's invitation? And y'all chose that he will offer himself to the satyr, which was the damnation option, but also a very iconic option, leading to the morgy. And we had over 100 audience members served to monsters. We measured 1 million. I don't even know how to read this number. Is it a billion?
It's a billion.
A billion, yeah.
Girl, I didn't go to school past a million. This is a lot for me. We had over 1 billion influence points used in decisions, including rallies and momentum. And, you know, Layla and I are judging you right now because we did receive 0 calls to the auntie hotline.
To be fair, I forgot to connect it, so that's on me. yeah, I don't know what to say to that. All I can tell you though is there is some delicious audience members waiting for you in the backstage as we get our scenes later. So don't worry, you'll get your fill of the audience one way or another. But no, like that's a lot of action. That's a lot of audience members that took part in the story. That's frankly a lot of influence points that got essentially put in. That's according to yesterday. And I find, the top decision for me could only be the one around the Morgie. Definitely the most iconic one, and the one that even today we're still talking about.
Right, it will be talked about for the ages because, that Morgie, it was suggestive, it was sexy, but we all felt it. We all felt it fully. And I see that somebody spotted that I may have been covering something over here, but rest assured the other guy had it way worse.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, like let's see it. How was it for the other person? Were there masks involved? Was there a knife? We talking 6-7 feet? Like there are options. We've seen a lot of different deaths. Honestly, like what was your favorite death actually, Layla and Noah, like that we've seen?
Let's just say this one was the suffering route. I'm personally a really big fan of the death of barbecue. The audience called it. That was a really good one. Just fried.
I'm personally a big fan of, I think the way Mete went, I'm still lingering on because she truly, like, Carl turned his head and then she became Metoast,
She became Metze.
Yeah. So she, I quite like the idea that you can just wander into the fog and then become delicious.
Yes. My personal one was Ingrid's, because at the start we're like, oh no, somebody killed her off. And then later on I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Midnight OTW says, I'm a fan of Leonardo's death, which true Leonardo's, your cameo was a legend. R.I.P. my king.
That's fair. We even got to see it, we got to see the proper scene. First you were alive and then you were dead because we had to make sure our audience member remained dead. But we're going to move on to Norway. We're talking about 6 Feet Under and In the Cold. Layla, Norway's story is going to be up on screen from our lovely production team. What happened since, again, 6 months ago?
Woohoo! And of course, you make the LGBT one read the gay story. I see what this is. Just kidding. Everything. We're starting out with the thing in the window. What was that thing? It was a smiling Carl. Ooh, so spooky. And the entire time, the story lived under the shadows of Ingrid and Ava Johansson. Ingrid's abuse, which actually had a hand in the crimes that Ava committed, and the whole thing was a piece of intrigue and passion, and that is the birth of the Scandalo. If you think back to several months ago when we bought these fans and now use them to legitimately cool off.
I mean, yeah, that's where the literal fandom came from. Like just that relationship between Carl and Mete, but we still have one. Like there's still some scenes to play tonight, and there's still one relationship that the book has not closed on. I mean, Olivia, I wonder.
Can I say it? Hagrid. If I say it 3 times, will it manifest a lesbian kiss?
We can only hope. Like, it's just a question here of like, what I do like is how much the audience went into it, right? It's not that just it was there. It's that all of you wanted it. It's that you participated in making it reality. It kind of like was about like Sobrit and Hagrid were like the two things that there was no dispute. We've had like kind of those wars between redemption and damnation. And then these two, nope, we're all on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Norway also had Norway, I feel like, had the strongest of audience response, right? Had the strongest prayers from the audience because we had Sobrit also holding strong the entire time and the Hagrid manifestation. Meanwhile, y'all were much more prone on to wreak havoc over Pennsylvania in good old Erie County, which is a real place.
It is, and eerie it is indeed. But yeah, I feel like in for some reason in Norway, in the beginning, people were maybe feeling like they're a bit cold and distant, but they're just cold and distant because they're in Norway. But they're real people. Well, real characters. And I feel like the Scandalo really shifted things and started giving like more of a human vibe. People to see them beyond, the cool and collected facade.
Maybe that's why they started the merging ceremony. It wasn't actually anything religious or culty. They were just cold.
Yeah, sometimes you just really need to warm up, with your buddies without clothes.
And I mean, maybe that's why the immolator is there. It's all a service to the community. But in Norway, our characters had a little bit of a better time. That's going to be up on screen for production. Noah, you're going to recap, what happened to our lovely characters in Norway.
Yes, I would love to recap because Ingrid and Mette are toast. And we actually got to see Ingrid giving me, again, a very Jamie Lee Curtis vibe. I adore that lady. She's evil, yeah, don't get me wrong. She has a lot to blame on her, but she's still sassy. Aurora, we don't know. That was an end that we did not visually see. She did not turn into Metze. She did not turn into Toast. We also had Carl and Britt redeemed. And with Britt especially, our sad old wet man, which we saw is actually a very, I don't know if he's wet or old, but I know I am. But sorry. Anyway, Bye.
I was wondering about the fan. You were fanning pretty vigorously there, but that's an aside. I'm sure it's just warm where you live. That's all.
Thank you right now, but yes, but I feel like with Brit, the redemption ending was something I really wanted to see.
No. And to be fair, it's a nice change, right? Like in Still Dallin, so to speak, our characters did get to survive. They got to see the end. You got to see. You're talking about the sad old wet man. The collector was the saddle wet man in Norway. Didn't get those precious fingers. The audience was like, no, we got to protect Carl and Britt. Like Carl went through a lot. I think because it's been a while since we've seen Carl, but like that was quite an adventure. Because at the start, I think a lot of the audience wasn't sure about Carl, and then later on was like a little bit more on his side.
I feel like the audience really came around to Carl, as did I think, because I for sure thought he was like a little pathetic. Just as not as a host or a person as part of this project, but as a viewer, right, as a fellow viewer. But I did also come around on him towards the end. It's just something about, I think maybe it's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome. You spend so much time with a person.
Syndrome this time. Stockholm is close, but not quite.
You're right. Maybe that's where Carl is right now, is in Stockholm. Went there after Bergen. But no, it's true. I feel like the audience and I all turned around on him. And regarding the collector being a sad old wet man, I'll match Noah's energy and I'll boldly say wood.
Oh! The immolator is not the only thing set ablaze tonight.
And I mean, what's nice about this is, while we don't record this, I will shout out Turbo Bastard. I did see the love for him in chat, and or for them, sorry. I hope all of these are fine. You've been awesome recording all these shows and making them available. So that's a little lovely thing. We will talk more about the community afterwards because it's soon time for the show, and we're going to have to leave it for you. In the post show, we're going to discuss that ending. We're going to discuss, well, we aren't actually. I'm going to show you some dev messages. Those are recorded. Easy enough. And we will talk through not just the end, the community, let you know about the What If season, right? Remind you of, well, what happens after the end. But we will be back in the post show. Tonight, you're going to remember. It's in a minute. We're going to sign off. We're going to enjoy the scenes live with you, the audience. Enjoy, and we'll be right back after.